I am so excited because this is a topic that I am oddly qualified to speak of. There's media literacy and there's US politics. If you didn't know, I've worked on just about every campaign cycle since 2018, from school board all the way up to a House of Representatives campaign. Let's get into it. Hot off the press from the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle considers run for office. Notice that that is in quotation, so presumably we'll find out who said it soon. Duchess of Sussex's name is in the frame to fill Californian Senator Dianne Feinstein's seat after Senator died age 90. And could the White House be her ultimate aim? These have to be AI-generated headlines at this point. Or someone just fainted on their keyboard and this is what came out. We are going to break down this delightful piece of reporting. Also, just of note, Caroline Graham might be a name that you recognize. She was the one that cozied up to Thomas Markle and got that letter that Meghan sent him, which showed up in the papers, which the Daily Mail got sued over, and Meghan won. Before we find out what Caroline and Nicholas have to say, a little nerdy background. If you are not from the United States, and even if you are, Dianne Feinstein was the senior senator from California who passed away this week at the age of 90. In the United States, there are 2 senators that represent each state in the United States, which equals 100 in the Senate. Now, this system is kind of outdated and doesn't make a lot of sense when you consider how big California is. If they broke away from the United States, they would be something like the 4th or 5th largest economy in the world. The fact that California has the same number of senators as South Dakota, no offense, South Dakota, is wild. Feinstein's death complicates an already hot 2024 race for the Democratic senator's seat. There are some big names that have already thrown their hat in the ring. You have Adam Schiff, who represents California's 30th district. He's a big name in the House of Representatives, and he was integral in the Trump impeachment proceedings. And then you have Katie Porter, a rising star in the Democratic Party. She is known for her big whiteboard energy. She became the first Democrat to represent California's 45th since its inception in 1953. Another big name in the House. What makes things really complicated is that Governor Gavin Newsom has to replace Feinstein before the 2024 election, and whoever he replaces, if it's someone that's currently in the running, could tip the scales for the election. Even after Newsom appoints a temporary senator, there has to be a special election for it. One of the names that has been floated is Barbara Lee. She is an icon. She is a legend. She is also obviously a Black woman, and there is not a lot of representation of Black women in the Senate. Newsom has mentioned that he would like to see a Black woman represent the state of California. So this is already heightening what is going to be a crazy election year. Right now, the balance of power in the Senate is precariously tipped in favor of Democrats. In 2024, Democrats have a ton of seats to defend, to hold the Senate, and Republicans have far less contests.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Back to this article. Opening line. She has made no secret about her left-leaning politics and belief that women can change the world. Horrifying. Then it goes on to say, indeed, within minutes of 90-year-old Feinstein's death being announced on Friday, the Mail on Sunday was told phones lit up with speculation the Duchess of Sussex could throw her hat in the ring. What phones? What phones? Where are the phones? Where are the phones? Are they landline? Is it a cell phone? Where are the phones? A major Democratic donor who is close to Californian Governor Gavin Newsom, who will choose Feinstein's replacement, told the Mail on Sunday, Meghan is definitely a long shot, but in the craziness that is U.S. politics these days, it is not an impossibility. Crazier things have happened. Yeah, American politics is a little messed up. Meghan wouldn't be the first person to run for office in California as a celebrity. Notably, you had Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor of California and Ronald Reagan, who was president. But here's what's missing. How was this question asked to this Democratic donor? Because he's not saying that she is considering a run. What he says is that it's a long shot, but crazier things have happened. That's a non-committal politics answer. Here's more proof. At the time, the Mail on Sunday reported that a senior Labor Party source confirmed Meghan had been, quote, networking among senior Democrats, end quote, with a view of building a grassroots campaign to fuel her political ambitions, with the U.S. presidency her ultimate aim. You had to ask a Labor Party source? Party that's not in the U.S.? Also, networking would not be a weird thing for someone like Meghan Markle, a person who has causes that she cares about deeply. And while you can do a lot more to agitate from the outside, sometimes you do need help in terms of actual legislation being passed. The article also talks to a source that says Newsom wants to have a Black woman fill that seat, and that, ready for this? There are not that many women who fit the bill, which is why Meghan's name is being bandied about. What? Also bring up the fact that Meghan is close friends with feminist Gloria Steinem, which, like, who isn't? That doesn't mean she's running for office. How does that signal to anyone that she's running for office? Another good quote. Meghan is interested in politics more than anything else. That's where she believes her power is, but she had to focus on making money. To which I say, where is the proof in that? Because her career trajectory doesn't suggest to me someone who has always had ambitions to be in office. While so many people run for office with this idea of changing the world and doing good, it is so hard with our current political system and the way dark money is fueled into campaigns. I actually think in some ways you can do more as an outsider who has powerful connections than anything else, which Meghan would be smart to have. Back to the headline. Nowhere in this article do they tell us who said Meghan Markle considers run for office. Nowhere is that mentioned. And so far their proof is Gavin Newsom wants to see a black woman in the seat. Famously, there are no other black women in politics in California who could possibly fill the seat. And that Meghan is friends with Gloria Steinem. There's your proof. People are just so bored. What's happening in the US? Dianne Feinstein just died. Meghan is a resident of California. Oh, I know. She's going to throw her hat into a race where she should have been making inroads for decades and raising money and building a team. Yes, that's obviously what she's going to do. A fly by the seat of your pants race for the Senate seat. Literally makes no sense. But I also would just like to finish with a woman having ambitions for the White House, politics, for whatever, is a bad thing. But when a man has it, we view it in a different tone. Because men deserve power. That's what they're supposed to aspire to. They are supposed to be leaders. Women,